abcwillhelp.com. ABC will help. ABC. American Building Contractors. abcwillhelp.com. New roof, windows or gutters, siding or just a repair. ABC for new installation, insurance restoration. ABC is there.
Call today and get free gutters when you replace your roof with American Building Contractors. Restrictions may apply. Call for details.
abcwillhelp.com.
Welcome to the Wolves halftime show presented to you by ABC, American Building Contractors. Shout out to ABC. Pretty roller coaster first half for your Minnesota Timberwolves. They are down 44-50 in Game 5 to the Denver Nuggets. Good news for the Wolves is, oh my God, my computer froze. Good news for the Wolves is that Karl Anthony Towns and Nickeil Alexander-Walker have showed up big time in this game so far. Both of them tied for the lead for the Wolves with 11 points at halftime. Bad news is Anthony Edwards has not really been able to get going. The Nuggets are swarming him on defense, and it's been pretty tough for Anthony Edwards to get going. Rudy Gobert having a pretty brutal game himself. Yeah, lots of people complaining about the refs, and it's been some pretty sloppy basketball. There was a good 3-4 minute stretch there where the Wolves didn't make a single shot, and the Nuggets didn't really make a lot of shots either. Turnovers is also the name of the game for your Minnesota Timberwolves. They have 10 turnovers in the first half. Some really sloppy basketball being played. Justin Guard is at the game. He is live from Ball Arena. He'll be joining us here pretty soon. Hopefully he can get connected and everything like that. But otherwise, we're here rocking with you. No Mike Conley. He was ruled out shortly before the game. He got hurt on that one pretty rough play towards the end of Game 4 on Sunday. I believe he got something going on with the ankle. So Nickeil Alexander-Walker starting in his place, and he's doing a bang-up job, really a phenomenal job defensively, and again, leading the team with 11 points. You couldn't ask for more from Nickeil Alexander-Walker stepping into that starting role, especially at the last second, especially after that pretty brutal Game 4 that he had. I believe he only had 2 points. So for him to come out, he's hitting his threes, he's hitting the shots. Those shots have been available to him throughout this series. They were available to him in Game 4. He just wasn't able to cash in on them. Thus far, he has been able to in Game 4. In Game 5, speaking of somebody who wasn't able to cash in Game 4, Karl Anthony Towns coming out with a big half, and it looked a little dicey there for a second. He had a little collision with Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, KCP, and he was holding that knee, and we all know he's had injuries with that knee and issues going on with that knee. So it looked a little dicey there. He was limping around, came back in the game. He's been playing phenomenally, I thought, thus far offensively. Let's check the chat real quick. Everybody, yeah, I hope Cat's knee is okay. A lot of people mentioning the sloppy play here. Yeah, Nas awesome, man. We got to keep feeding him the ball. Could not agree more. We got to find a way to get Anthony Edwards going. They're absolutely swarming in on defense, and we got to find something to do about Nikola Jokic. He came out right out of the gate aggressive, and I mean, Rudy's playing as best as he can. He's getting bullied right now. Nikola Jokic is backing him up every single time he sees him. That's the 4-time Defensive Player of the Year. And Nikola Jokic, every time he's looking at him like it's barbecue chicken. It's pretty unbelievable to watch, but hey, he's the best player in the world for a reason right now. Got to figure out something to do, possibly maybe switch Cat on him, give Nas some time. I don't know, but Rudy is not it. And Nikola Jokic is looking to score on Rudy, and that's not the name of the game for Nikola Jokic. Usually he's a pass first kind of guy, and he is absolutely just bullying Rudy Gobert. Pretty brutal game from Rudy thus far. He's got to step it up defensively. I mean, it's a tough assignment. Jokic, I mean, he's going to get his usually, but you got to do something. He's getting it effortlessly right now, and it's pretty frustrating to see. Yeah. Oh, and Justin Guard joins us live from Ball Arena. What's good, Guardsy? What's the vibe like? Wolves down to the Nuggets 44-50 at half.
Who's had a tougher night? Me trying to get on StreamYard or Anthony Edwards in the first half? That's a CamFan.com poll question. Go to all your Twitter accounts, social media. I'm here. The vibe is what a disastrous second quarter for both teams, and it's a miracle that the Wolves are only down 6. I'm sure you've covered a lot of it, but as sloppy a half as you can remember, certainly that second quarter. Anthony Edwards has not shown up yet, and they're only down 6. So the fact that they're within striking distance with everything that has gone completely wrong here, especially in that second quarter, I have a little bit of optimism for the third, but they got to get some stuff figured out.
Yeah, the Wolves already in double-digit turnovers at halftime, Guardsy, and they had a good about 4-minute stretch there where they had 0 field goals, and Denver wasn't much better. It was just turnover after turn. It was a turnover battle for a good couple of minutes there, Guardsy. It's been really sloppy play.
Yeah, and it's everybody. It's guys driving into multiple Denver defenders. It's bad passes. I mean, it's Kyle Anderson just throwing the ball out of bounds on a very simple ball reversal. Thankfully, Joker's kind of the one guy that's really going for Denver right now. Jamal Murray had a slow shooting night as well. Anthony Edwards, we were giving him crap for the offense. He's played great defense for the most part all night on the ball. Off the ball, he's lost a couple of nuggets. I think he and Rudy have had some miscommunications. Other thing I've noticed just being here, Max, I don't know if you can pick it up. It's pretty clear they don't want to throw the ball to Rudy at all, like on these rolls. And I understand the instinct. He might drop it. He might make one of two. But they got to find a way. Like Denver's given that to him. Rudy's rolling wide open. And they early in the second quarter got it to him a couple of times, gave him a little bit of a run there. But they got to figure out somebody to get going. Because offensively, there's really nobody that had much going for the Wolves, and that's a lot because of the turnovers.
Right. Pretty much the only two people that had it going was Nickeil Alexander-Walker and Karl-Anthony Towns. Karl-Anthony Towns, we had a brief scare there where it looked like it got a little dicey with that knee injury, with that collision with KCP. But as we just mentioned, Nickeil Alexander-Walker stepping into the starting role in place of Mike Conley, who's out with, I believe, ankle soreness. Can you talk about Nickeil Alexander-Walker, 11 points leading the Wolves at half?
Good sign. I mean, that's what they needed. The fact that Jaden made a corner three and the fact that Nickeil Alexander-Walker has made 3 of them today, it's going to have to come from those guys. You talked about it on the pregame show tonight, Max. Like, it's not necessarily about the stars, even though I foolishly said, I think you know what you're going to get out of the stars. The Wolves stars really haven't done it. Even Denver stars really haven't. The MVP, Jokic, has. But they need to have supplemental scoring. They need to have secondary scoring. And Nickeil, who's had a tough couple of games here, certainly game 4 was not very good. For him, he's dialed in, you can tell. And he needs to make those shots because they're going to be there. And Carl missed him on another one. Carl took a top of the key 3 that should have been swung one more to him on the left wing, which is one of his spots. So that's the silver lining, is that Nickeil Alexander-Walker got it going a little bit. Monte Morris, I thought, came in and played pretty good minutes.
I was impressed.
You needed somebody to kind of stabilize things, and he did that for a few minutes.
Yeah, Monte Morris hasn't been able to touch the court much. I believe he's got something going on with his hand, so he hasn't really been in the rotation very much, but stepping up big time today. Someone that's, he's the MVP. He's stepping up big time and looking a little bit more aggressive than he usually is Nikola Jokic. He's got 19 points at half. And I mentioned it before you got on the stream, Guardsy. He's kind of looking at the 4-time MVP like he's barbecue chicken, as Shaq would say. He's picking on Rudy Gobert. He's bullying him, and he's stuffing him into a locker right now. Yeah,
and that's what he does when Rudy guards him. Like that, Carl is the one guy that can hold up physically. But what's Carl do? He picks up a stupid charge. He picks up a tough foul 19 feet away from the basket. Like, you got to give a little bit there. And as I told you in the pregame, I'm fine if Jokic wants to score 50 today. Like, the problem is he's got 8 assists. That's the other part. I'm looking at the scoreboard right now. He's 7 of 10 from the field. He's made 4 or 5 from the line, made the 3. He's got 8 assists to go with those 19 points. Like, you want that number to, stay right there for the second half. I'm fine with Jokic, continuing to score, but it's those little spotty 3-pointers. It's the dunks. This lead has felt like more than 2 to 4 points, which it's basically been all night because there's been dunks.
It feels like 20.
Yeah, and because the crowd's into it. Like, it's a 4-point lead, and it feels like they just went on a 20-0 run because the plays have been explosive. So, yeah, it's bottom line is they got to get Ant going. I'm sure you talked about it. They got to get Ant going here somehow.
Yeah.
The ball is not moving very well. The ball's not flying around very well. Ant's really, he only had 2 turnovers, which actually seemed low. I felt like he deserved more, but I felt like he was turning it over more. And they got to figure out a way to get him going, man, or they got no shot here in the second half.
Yeah, he's getting the superstar treatment tonight from Denver's defense. He's just getting absolutely swarmed. And it kind of, like you said, this lead has felt like it's a lot more than what it is. It kind of just feels like the Wolves are doing enough to hang in there, but they're not actually fighting and necessarily jockeying for the lead of this game. Denver has all the momentum, and the Wolves are not going to do anything unless Anthony Edwards gets going in the second half.
Yeah, and the game was tied 37-37 when Cat got his third foul. And 37-37, that was like 10-7 in the second quarter with 5 minutes left. It was a disastrous first 6 minutes for both teams.
Yeah.
They were playing super hard. Bodies were flying all over the place. They were playing terribly. And then Denver got on a little bit of a run there, once Cat got the foul trouble and had to go to the bench. But we'll see, man. We'll see. It's 50-44 kind of seems like a miracle given everything that we've talked about.
It really,
not unlike game one. It felt like that in game one, too. I think they were down 4 at halftime, and that felt like a travesty and a miracle for how they started the game and how Denver just erased the lead. So we'll see.
A miraculous travesty, I guess you could call it. What are you, real quick, Garzi, before we get out of the halftime show, what do the Wolves need to do? Outside of get Anthony Edwards going, what do the Wolves need to do to win in this second half?
Well, they can't have any stupid fouls here early, whether it's going to be on Nas, whether it's going to be on Carl, whether it's going to be on Jaden as too. They got to stay out of foul trouble, and then they got to figure out a way. They turned over Denver a couple of times and actually gotten them to miss a few shots. They got to find a way to get out and get some easy buckets because offensively they're not moving very quickly right now.
No, I couldn't agree more. They gotta find a way to get other guys going, and they gotta find something to do about Nikola Jokic. My God, he's just picking on Rudy Gobert, and it's insane. I'll let you go, Garzi. Get back to your seats. Represent the Wolves well, and do what you promised you would do if they win, and unleash a hootie-hoo for the ages, my friend.
If they win, we'll jump back on here. You about 5 minutes before me because I won't be able to figure it out with this kind of Wi-Fi, and we'll do some kind of fan line. All right?
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, Garzi.
All right. See you guys.
Nuggets second half coming at you next. Your Minnesota Timberwolves. Yes, they are down 44-50, but like me and Garzi just said, it's kind of a miracle that they're still in this game, and I believe they can pull it off because Anthony Edwards hasn't got going yet, and Ant is going to show up because he always does. Make sure to tune into the second half on 100.3 KFAN. This has been the Wolves halftime show, the halftime hootie hoo, presented by ABC, American Building Contractors. We'll holla at you after the game if they win. I'll holla at you after the game if they lose. Either way, enjoy the second half. Hootie hoo, go Wolves, baby. Let's go.
ABCwillhelp.com. ABC will help. ABC. American Building Contractors. ABCwillhelp.com. New roof, windows or gutters, siding or just a repair. ABC. For new installation, insurance restoration. ABC is there.
Call today and get free gutters when you replace your roof with American Building Contractors. Restrictions may apply. Call for details.
ABCwillhelp.com.